Today I'll be showing you how to get out of the Vostok Crucible map, which just so happens to also be a Season 19 weekly quest called Operation Son of Saturn in Destiny 2. I'll be loading directly into the Crucible map first, and you can tell which one I'm in by looking at the top of the screen. If you see a score, then I'm in Crucible, otherwise I'm loaded directly into the mission. This first out of bounds can be done with pretty much any class. Obviously, it's going to be easier with those that can fly. So here you can see me just do a simple shoulder charge and I get under the map. Do us a favor and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. Once under here, there's not a ton to do. You can't shoot enemies from here. However, you can explore a bit. If you're interested in seeing that, hop to a later point in the video as I will be exploring it from Operation Son of Saturn. This next spot isn't out of bounds per se. However, it's definitely not intentional. On all of these pillars, you can pretty much jump up through the metal grating and you can shoot down and hit enemies. If you have an enemy chasing you in Crucible, this would be a quick way to catch them off guard. Over here by the ski lift, you can see this giant pillar out in the distance. If you jump to it, it does have a turn back barrier, but with something like a Titan, you can float over it and consistently reset it. If you do jump out, you can see that there is a hard barrier that will shoot you to the left or the right, so you can't get much further. This is where Operation Son of Saturn comes in handy. As you'll notice, there's no score at the top. I'm in the mission. They have, for some reason, removed all barriers that surround this entire mountain. So you're free to sword fly and go literally anywhere you can see a mountain. You can land on all these mountains. You can do whatever you want. The only thing that will kill you is if you fly too far out past the mountains or if you fly too far below them and you'll hit that soft terrain that doesn't have any physics. I found it really neat that you could get in these cars and they had physics, and the scale of this out of bounds really just makes me wonder what a MMO / battle royale type Destiny game would look like with, landscape that seemingly sprawls forever that you can truly get wherever you look. There's also these really interesting low poly trees that just look like newspapers or papers flapping in the wind. And at long last, we've arrived at the ski lift. This place surprisingly has more colliders and physics than some of the stuff that's literally inside the normal map, but maybe they had plans for it, who knows? It's just pretty cool to be able to get out here. Hopping back in Vostok itself, you will notice that not only were those horizontal barriers gone, but all vertical barriers are also gone. So you can get on top of all these buildings that you otherwise wouldn't be able to in the Crucible map. And you'll notice some weird stuff where there's no floors because they never expect anybody to get up here. I just always come back to the subject, but Bungie does some of the best skyboxes in gaming today, and these mountains with the backdrop, it all just looks so good. So I'm so glad that we're able to get up here and experience it from different elevations. That being said, you can jump over to this mountain and get to its peak. If you're having trouble, you can jump up the back of the mountain over by the ski lift. It is completely just jumpable. You don't need swords or anything to do that. Now, if you were to come up here, there is a out of bounds that will get you in the mountain itself. It is quite literally the same out of bounds as the very first one you saw. However, you can only do it on this mission because there are no barriers up above. So this is what the inside of the mountain looks like, and this is what you could be doing in a Crucible PvP map if you so desire. Hopping over the temple, we'll be able to look at the last true out of bounds. Now, there are plenty of holes and plenty of different just geometry weirdness around this mountain itself, but I did find a way to get inside the mountain so that you can go around and explore if you want. The saddest part about this mission is that they decided to put a ton of turnback barriers around the mountain, so if you do manage to get to the top of the mountain, it's surrounded in turnback and you die. Sadly enough, there is no temple inside of this load zone. It would have been sweet to see inside there again. However, there's just nothing. If you learned something new and enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. If you didn't, then leave a dislike and let us know why in the comments. And as always, stay curious, Guardians.